This short video is about Pakistan's greatest, I would say, if not the greatest, one of the greatest special ops commanders, specialists, and warriors who was the real hero of the Soviet Afghan war. As you can see in this photograph, Colonel Salman, originally commissioned in 1st East Bengal, commanded 2 Commando, served in 23 FF, leading pioneer of the low intensity operations commenced in Afghanistan in 1974 and commanded all low intensity operations waged during the US Afghan war, rather I would say the Pakistan Afghan war between 1979 and 1992. Here, as you can see, Colonel Salman, commandos. He is son of a very eminent Pakistan Army veteran, Brigadier Muhammad Ahmad, who won a military cross in the Second World War and was from the Punjab regiment. Colonel Salman topped the 1968 SSG course, the Commando course, and joined the prestigious SSG Special Services Group, also known as Commandos. He had a very, you can say, multifarious and versatile experience of waging special operations starting from the East Pakistan area and of course the bordering zones. He saw action in the special operations waged before the actual war started in East Pakistan, and at one time he narrated a very interesting story about how an officer who was with him in Chittagong area lost both his testicles and Colonel Salman evacuated him. Later the officer became a general also. He was a pioneer of the Balochistan operations of 73-76 and made the first landing in Kolu area, where if you visit Kolu agency you can see there is a stone marking this airdrop. Colonel Salman trained the Afghan insurgents Hekmatyar, Gilani, Rabbani, Massoud, you name them, starting from 1974, and it is mistakenly assumed that it was General Nasirullah Babar who did that. Actually, this was done by the Special Services Group, while Nasirullah Khan Babar as a IGFC overall saw the operations. But the training was done by the Special Services Group under Colonel Salman. Colonel Salman was the pioneer of commando operations in South Afghanistan, where the major part of Soviet Afghan war was fought, and he was heading the ISI sector overseeing the operations in southern Afghanistan. I interviewed Colonel Salman in 2013, and he narrated that the real pioneer of the Pakistani ISI commando operations in Afghanistan was Brigadier Raza Ali from Punjab regiment. And many false claims were made about so-called silent soldiers and all kind of nonsense. But the real pioneer was Brigadier Raza Ali, Punjab regiment, who was sadly sidelined and removed because he was too upright and too independent. I have narrated this whole sad fiasco, this sad part of Pakistani history in detail in my intelligence review journal, which you can buy directly from the Amazon. Colonel Salman, outstanding SSG Commando officer of Pakistan Army. Here, as you can see, it's a very symbolic photograph. He is visiting Bagh-e-Babur, the tomb of the famous Mughal Emperor Babur, who of course he idolized because his ancestors had come from Central Asia, the famous Sheikh Kulal. These are the short, highlights of his military career. Son of Brigadier Ahmad, Punjab Regiment, Military Cross of Second World War, commissioned in 1st East Bengal, commanded 2 Commando and also served in 23 FF, top 1968 SSG course, veteran of East Bengal internal security operations, Mizoram, Nagaland, Afghan war, Balochistan operations, commanded all operations in South Afghanistan from 1985 to 1989, overseeing fall of first provincial capital, which led to sacking of General Alumi, the corps commander of Kandahar, one of the finest officers of Afghan army, trained at the US Army Command and General Staff College, Fort Leavenworth. Alumi was a total failure while facing Colonel Salman. Colonel Salman trained all Afghan leaders from Hekmatyar, Massoud, Gilani, Rabbani down to present generation of senior Taliban leaders as an SSG officer from 1974 till 1994. The list of his students include famous and the infamous, starting from Ahmad Shah Massoud Hekmatyar down to Mulla Omar, Osama bin Laden, and the present eminent member of Afghan government, Mullah Omar, who was trained at the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, was one of his students. The sad part of Pakistani history is that we forget the real pioneers. While anybody who has got money, who can finance some British journalist, can, write books, publish books, making false claims. And the caliber of the ISI Director Generals who were in chair in Afghan war has been discussed in detail in my interview with Colonel Salman in Intelligence Review, which you can find on the Amazon. You can directly buy it. We are not here to sell books. We are here to project the real heroes of Pakistani military history, and we hope that this short introduction will be of help.